The report that we had is that they are not technically under the armed control of the MNLF breakaway, the Missouri breakaway group.
What is the government doing to...
The crisis management committee is on hand on this, and that's government action on this, and these are the ones undertaking the appropriate actions in the area.
Sir, nasa kalsada lang doon, may minention kasi na sa tapat nga ng warehouse, nandun yung ibang mga hostages na hawak ng mga arms. And ang sabi, nandun lang sila sa kalsada. May mga reports na ba tayo, sir, na paggabi na, tapos wala pa rin kuryente kanina?
That is what I have seen also in footages, no, and as far as received, but I cannot really picture it out in clear terms. But it is an area, it's an urban area, and again, there's a big road in that area, and that is where the situation is happening right now.
Sir, may traffic incident daw po sa Zamboanga City General Hospital.
I have to check on that. I don't have reports on that yet as of now.
Sir, yung sasabi niyo for civilians at saka yung iba pang wounded, saan yung barangay?
This was that happened since the events transpired this morning.
Sa Catalina?
Yeah, yes, in those areas. Again, it is contained in the areas of Santa Catalina, Santa Barbara area, barangay that is on that.
Ano ba yun, sir? Diba, kung nasa kalsada sila, may mga reports ba kung napakain ba yung mga hostages na yun? Or parang, paano nga ito?
That is being worked out right now by the Crisis Management Committee to address the situation.
We don't know yet what the Crisis Management Committee will do about these people. Follow up lang sa question, paggabi na eh.
Yes.
So,
I don't...
Hindi ba nakikipag-usap yung MNLF sa whoever?
As far as I'm not privy to what the actual undertakings of the Crisis Management Committee is. We're just receiving reports from our AFP unit on the ground, but specifically from the committee, I don't have reports or any updates that they have given us on the matter.
Sir, when was the last time that reporting firefight?
I think that was just before, sometime towards nearing noontime. Yeah. After noontime, I haven't heard or I haven't received any reports as part of some firefighters or any firefight undertaking.
Which area kayo, sir?
Santa Catalina pa rin.
Doon lang talaga?
Yes.
Sir, may minention ba ang tropa natin doon? Bakit biglang dito? Naubusan po ba sila ng bala?
I can discuss the matters of that on that as far as.
Two questions. Sir, ano yung population affected by this? Estimate.
There are estimates. I'm not quite sure about the exact number, but this area is a highly populated area. I mean, this is practically within the city proper of Zamboanga. So that's why our efforts again is very proactive to prevent any civilian casualties in this incident.
Sir, aside from the number of MNLF members na nandun ngayon sa area sa Zamboanga City, meron ba tayo na-monitor na papasok pa? Aside from them?
As far as these are concerned, these are all part of our assessment, and we're continuously looking into these reports.
Sir, may demands na daw?
I'm sorry?
Demands na po them?
None so far that they have said. It was made mention they're not even talking on the. They're not manifesting any demands, except for the fact that they have made mention that they wanted to raise their flag in Zamboanga City Hall.
Sir, in terms of preparation, ano yung pagkakaiba dun sa paghahanda ninyo doon sa Davao, yung sa protest nila, and dito sa...
There's a magnitude of difference, no? And I cannot talk about specifics of preparation. But the thing is always try to be proactive on this, to be preventive, to be able to address the situation on hand, because situations are different from the one that happened in Davao and here.
Sir, yung
Yes.
peace rally sa Davao, sabi nila peace rally, but they were armed. So, gaano ba iba ito when, meron din silang armas, pero sinasabi na pupunta lang sila doon sa City Hall. So,
But they were what I think with this. Let me speak of the situation in Zamboanga City. Their purpose was to raise the flag, okay, and they were armed, and then that is the reason why we had to contain them on that.
So we have 8 degrees of MNLF in the armed forces.
Oh, yes.
How sure are you about their loyalty?
They were integrated in sometime in 97 and 98. That's how sure we are of their loyalty.
But they're loyal enough.
Yeah, that's how they're integrated since that time, in point in time. So I don't think it's a matter of these members of the MNLF who were integrated in accordance to the final peace agreement of 1996 have been with the armed forces of the Philippines since then. And most of them have progressed through the ranks as far as the enlisted personnel and the officers are concerned.
Sir, what does the situation indicate that warranted the presence of the top security officials in Zamboanga City?
Well, Zamboanga City is a primary city, and the situation is that it is a populated area, and we just want to make sure that everything is contained, and that is the reason why our leadership in the armed forces, the chief of staff, went there to oversee the operational and strategic preparations that we have as far as this incident is concerned.
Pero sir, may foreigner ba kasama din sa mga hostages?
None that I have heard of. None. There's none.
Since you mentioned kasi it's a populated
None.
area, and the two secretaries are there, and the chief is
Yeah. No, there's none. There's no report of any foreigners involved.
Sir,
Yes.
kung kasalanan nila ngayon, matatawag na kasalanan is to attempting to raise their flag doon sa City Hall. Ano ang kaparusahan at ano kaso, ano malinaw na kaso? Although there was an encounter na kinamatay nga ng isang
We will- we-
But would they, magiging ano lang ba ito sir na kagaya ng 2001, paalisin lang din sila?
I think our legal agencies of government will be the one to address that matter as far as it's concerned. The AFP is primarily concerned that there is no untoward violence, meaning to say sporadic firing again and civilians caught in crossfires and violence spilling over to other areas and things like that. That is our primordial concern. On the legal aspect, probably we could have to leave that to the legal agencies of government.
Would they be allowed to walk away?
The legal agencies. Yes.
Chairman Biswag, sir, he's been reported where is his whereabouts?
Our report is that he is in Sulu.
Sir, may movement ba doon na monitor?
So far, our units on the ground are there, and there's no report of any unnatural or unnecessary movement in the area.
Can we see that all military units and forces in West Incom are being deployed now in Zamboanga?
No, it's not totally all. We have contingency plans as far as incidents like this, and we have. That's why I've been saying I'm using the term deployment and redeployment of forces, so that we don't leave any area unguarded, so to speak. In a matter of leaving an area completely without our forces. So this is not all the totality of the forces of Western Mindanao Command.
No movement in Sulu so far?
So far, there's no unnecessary or any untoward monitoring of activities in there. But continuously, we are looking into it.
Will heads roll because of this incident?
What do you mean what?
Will heads roll?
What do you mean will heads roll?
Do you see the need to relieve some people?
Well, I am not in the position to do that.
But is it possible?
Well, it depends on the legal agencies that we have on the matter.
Just a clarification. Yung sinasabi mo 200 to 300 strand, that's on top of that 20 to 30 hostages there.
Yes, that would be the thing that we have now as far as the monitoring is concerned. That's why we're continuously because we have all sources, many sources of the reports. Others are also from open sources, and we're looking at it from the point of view of what is exactly being seen by the crisis committee in the area. In order really we have a factual assessment of the area, because we are looking at it from a strategic point of view here at JAW headquarters.
Sir, mayroon na raw po ipapatupad na curfew starting tonight. Sa buong Zamboanga City po ba ito o ilang barangays na po doon?
I haven't heard of that. If that would be under the pronouncement of the local government unit in the area.
General, for
Yeah.
background, can you give us the strength of the Moro National Liberation Front right now?
Now, as
The strength of the MNLF?
MNLF, the breakaway group or the
The one involved in this incident.
In the one involved, the reported is about 200 to 300 followers of the Miswari breakaway group.
Total sa breakaway ni Swari, how many?
It's a continuing count because we really can't count on the matter. Remember the MNLF had a final peace agreement with the government of the Philippines in 1996. And the forces at that point in time were integrated into the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police as a provision of the final peace agreement. So, yung mga hindi nakasama ata, these are the breakaway groups. And again, the numbers are really varied and as far as this is concerned.
And situation remains volatile.
Yes.
Sir, what's your intel on the weapons being carried?
As far as intel is concerned, I cannot discuss that on the matter. It's just that I could probably say that they are armed with high-powered firearms. Some of them. As mentioned a while ago, they have rifles and other armaments that are high-powered in nature. I cannot discuss the magnitude of this or the description of this.
Will the AFP look into the possible lapses that led to this,
Lapses by?
by your security forces in the area?
As I've said, we have no lapses in the matter. We were able to interdict them at sea in the matter. And it's a big area, and the incident being contained in that area, considering the events that has transpired, we're probably able to contain them in that area because of the appropriate planning and actions undertaken by our units on the ground.
So no lapses?
Yes, I would say there's no lapses at this point in time.
There was no way to prevent the hostage.
Well, it's like preventing the rain. You cannot prevent the rain, so to speak, on the matter. So the thing is that we made an assessment of the possible actions that they may undertake. We made an assessment of their capabilities and things like that. And we came prepared on the thing that happened, unfortunately, on this today. Again, as I've said, there are 1,001 situations that may occur based on the assessment that we had. And because of this, we were able to undertake our immediate action on the issue on hand.
Sir, does the government still consider the MNLF as spent force with what happened today?
What do you mean by spent force? Remember that the MNLF, by virtue of the final peace agreement in 1996, already forged that peace agreement in 1996. And because of that, there were several undertakings already made mention. And one of them is the integration of their group, the armed group that they had, into the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police.
So how can we say that there were no lapses when they have 20 to 30 people being held hostage?
Well, if there were probably bigger lapses, then probably there were bigger numbers. And probably the flag was raised. But because this was prevented, and I think one cannot really look into what is in somebody else's mind, so to speak, on the matter. And if this runs through as contingency actions given a situation, it's really very hard to assess given the intelligence that you have as far as this is concerned. The thing is that what they were wanted to undertake, so to speak, in raising their flag in the Zamboanga. Just imagine if there were the lapses were there and this was not prevented, then it could have been a different story entirely.
So the question is, ever since I can remember, Zamboanga City is one of the cities in the country down south that's parating naka-alert. Pumunta ka sa mall din, may mga tangke-tangke. And the question is, how come nakapasok pa sila inland and nakapunta pa na sa nakatalim na they were able to get some hostages?
Zamboanga City is one of the biggest cities, not only in the Philippines. Probably, I think it's just it's not as big as Davao City, but it's one of the biggest cities in the world. It's a vast area, so to speak, on that. And these things, as I've said, regardless of the preparations we have, really, because this can be done, undertaken very surreptitiously and things like that.
Sir, may information na po ba kayo na baka nahalukan na rin ng royal forces?
No, I don't have information on that. So, can I just get one more question before we end up the updates this afternoon, if there are. If there are, thank you very much. We will continue to do this, giving you updates so that we will be able to discuss what is apparently transpiring in Zamboanga City. But may I just ask your indulgence that we have to do this as we get the information. It's so hard to give you a very small piece of information, and later on it changes entirely. And again, so as soon as we have some...
Ang inyo pong napapanood ay ang press briefing ng AFP kaugnay sa update sa engkwentro ng isang paksyon ng MNLF at mga tropa ng gobyerno sa Zamboanga City. Ayon kay Brigadier General Domingo Tutaan Jr., spokesman ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, isang miyembro ng Philippine Navy ang namatay habang 6 naman ang sugatan. May mga sibilyan ding sugatan. Isang kumpirmadong patay habang 6 ang sugatan sa naganap na bakbakan sa barangay Rio Hondo sa Zamboanga City. Aabot naman sa 200 residente ang stranded o naiipit sa bakbakan sa barangay Santa Catalina. Tiniyak naman ni General Tutaan na may nakalatag na contingency plans ang AFP sa mga ganitong uri ng sitwasyon at sa ngayon ay patuloy daw ito. Wala rin daw siyang nakitang security lapses sa panig ng AFP. Pasado 1:00 po, tinututukan ngayon ng AFP ang sitwasyon para hindi na kumalat ang kaguluhan sa ibang lugar. Pasado 1:00 na madaling araw kanina nang sumiklab ang gulo roon matapos tangkaing sagipin ng mga miyembro ng armadong grupo ang kanilang naarestong kasamahan na sinita ng mga rumorondang pulis. Sa ngayon, daan-daan ng residente ang lumikas dahil sa patuloy na bakbakan. Dahil sa gulo, sinuspinde na ang klase sa lahat ng antas sa buong lungsod. Suspendido na rin maging ang negosyo at trabaho at pati ang biyahe ng airline companies pa Zamboanga, kinansela na rin ang Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines.